Okay, so we'll call this meeting of June 10th, regular council meeting to order. Councillor Hoffert will be coming, I understand. He'll be a bit late. Under presentations, we have none this evening. Could I have a motion, please, to adopt the agenda as presented? Councillor Knibb, seconded by Councillor Moore. Any questions? All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Next, under minutes, could I have a motion, please, to accept the minutes of the council meeting held on May 27th? Thank you. Councillor Yanish. Seconded by Councillor Vroba. Any questions on that? If not, all in favor? Carried. Thank you. Next, under original communications, delegations, and petitions, we have none this evening. Under written reports of committees, we have none this evening. Executive reports, we have our park manager, Centennial Design supplier for Splash Park. Thank you, Rod, for coming this evening. If you'll please come up to the mic. That way, if council has any questions, you're available to ask. Maybe you could just give us a brief overview, if you would, Rod, please.
Sure. So we put out a request for proposal in respect to the Centennial Park, doing some improvements there with respect to a water splash pad. We're going to be putting in a washroom, a play park, and a gazebo type structure. So this is phase one of the 4 phases. Basically, we had 4 responses, all very good responses in terms of a water park. I think they were great. Western Recreation, the one that I've recommended here, the reason being is that they've kind of excelled in a couple of areas, and keep in mind that all 4 were very good. As I mentioned, they were all around the same price, so it's not a big difference there. But their design theme, I think, really fit into the city, and I've provided council with that, so you can kind of see that it does fit into the design.
It looks great. Yeah.
Centennial Park with a little water tower, that sort of thing. They also listed specific local contractors that they would use in the construction of this project, which I think is a bonus. And their Nurbo product is the same as we have 2 spray parks already in the city that are Nurbo products, so it just makes maintenance and that easier for us. So, and they had the least qualifying clauses, so I think for those reasons, I put them above the others, and it's why I'm recommending we go with Western Recreation proposal.
Okay, thank you so much, Rod. And I'm sure on this little water tower, we'll have the words Estevan hyphenated, which
In quotes.
people still wonder why that is.
We're going to put it in quotes, and we're going to say, just saying.
Awesome, awesome, I love it. Councillor Dibbs, you got a question?
Yeah, I think it looks great. So this is phase 1. How long until completion is done on this park?
This particular thing will be built first, and what I've done is I've used our city electrician to map out that park for us for security, lighting, everything. So we're going to draw from the old Civic coming in through the curling rink, draw power, and we'll run the power out through the park where we need it for any kind of upgrades in the future, whether it be concerts there, we'll have enough power to run everything. So this one in particular will be the splash park, which has to go in first, which will connect with the washroom facility that's going in. The power will continue out then through to a gazeboed area in this particular park. So just a little bit separated away, a little bit different than the other parks, but it's just to give us some variety in the city.
Okay, is that all you had, Councillor Knibb?
So when do they finish on that?
So this one is September 30th for the completion of the splash park, and we don't want too many people in there, so we might be able to do 2 of the other phases, being the gazebo and the washroom at the same time. But the play structure itself will have to join to this one, so we'll have to see how we're doing, because the pour-in-place rubber, you can't go into too cold of temperatures. Maybe we purchase it this year and install it next year.
Very exciting.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Nibbs. Councillor Vroba, then Councillor Yanish.
Thank you, Your Worship. Rod, I was just wondering, is there any kind of a fence? Do we have any kind of a fence proposed to go along the street to kind of cordon it off as a park, or?
Not at this time.
No, okay.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Yanish.
Thank you, Your Worship. This is a nice design, looks really good. So I'd like to make a recommendation to move forward with Rod's recommendation to have Western Recreation build this splash park for us.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Yanish. And yes, I agree, it looks great, Rod. Thank you for your efforts. Have we got a seconder? Okay, Councillor Moore. Any further questions? All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Next, under executive reports, we have from the fire chief, fire reports for January, February, and March. City clerk, would you like them done separately or all together? All together? Okay. What's the wish of council? Councillor Vroba, acceptance and approval?
Thank you, Your Worship. Yes, acceptance and approval.
Okay, thank you. Seconder? Okay, Councillor Frank, any further questions? If not, all in favor? Carried. Thank you. Next, under introduction of bylaws, we have none this evening. Public hearings and reports, we have none this evening. Giving notice, we have proclamation, June is Recreation and Parks Month. Now, this is a fairly wordy document. Before I read that off, could we have a motion, please, to accept this proclamation for the City of Estevan? Thank you, Councillor Yanish, seconded by Councillor Nibbs. All in favor? Carried. Proclamation, whereas in Saskatchewan we are fortunate to have a variety of recreation and park systems providing countless recreational opportunities for residents and visitors from around the world. And whereas recreation enhances the quality of life, active living, and lifelong learning, helps people live happier, longer, develops skills and positive self-image in children and youth, develops creativity and builds healthy bodies and positive lifestyles. And whereas recreation participation builds family unity and social capital, strengthens volunteer and community development, enhances social interaction, creates community pride and vitality, and promotes sensitivity and understanding to cultural diversity. And whereas recreation, therapeutic recreation, and leisure education are essential to the rehabilitation of individuals who have become ill or disabled or disadvantaged or who have demonstrated antisocial behavior. Wow, that's even good for that, Rod. Good for you. Whereas the benefits provided by recreation and parks programs and services reduce health care and social service costs, serve to boost the economy, economic renewal and sustainability, enhance property values, attract new business, increase tourism and increases tourism, and our parks, open space and trails ensure ecological sustainability, provide space to enjoy nature, help maintain clear air and water, preserve plant and animal life, and whereas all levels of government, the voluntary sector, private enterprise throughout the province participate in the planning, development, and operation of recreational parks programs and services and facilities. Now, therefore, that the Saskatchewan Parks and Recreation Association, SPRA, does hereby proclaim that June, which witnessed the greening of Saskatchewan and services as a significant gateway to family activities, has been designed as June as Recreation and Parks Month, which will annually recognize and celebrate the benefits derived year-round from quality public and private recreation and parks resources at the local, regional, and provincial levels. Be it therefore resolved, I, Roy Ludwig, Mayor of the City of Estevan, in recognition of the benefits and values that recreation, parks, leisure services provide, do hereby designate the month of June 2019 to be June is Recreation and Parks Month in the City of Estevan. The only thing that's missing is God bless us, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Rod. So with that, hoofda. I guess we'll move on. Okay. Motions. Oh, let it be known that Councillor Hoffert, sorry, Councillor Hoffert, we talked about this before. We're going to have to knock you for a meeting, but we do thank you for coming this evening. We do appreciate that. And although your input will only be half a minute long, we do thank you for coming. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, motions from committee this evening, we have none. Consideration of bylaws, we have none. Inquiries, Councillor Hoffert.
Well, I'm glad I made it. Your Worship, thank you. I have no inquiries, but I did want to commend the local Legion and their reinvigoration. They've come through some tough financial times, and they seem to be responding real well to that. But yesterday, thank you for the opportunity to represent you at the Royal Heights Memorial Park, where they unveiled their monument to everyone who had served in the past wars, the First World War, the Second World War, and the Korean War. It was really nice, and in addition to their good work, it was great to see the work that Rod March and his team are doing in that park. It was already, you know, they had made it a nice park, but it's really something special right now. It's immaculate. And when the work is done on the splash pad, which is shortly, and the grass that they have fenced in now, it's really something to see. So just wanted to pass on my congratulations to the Legion and good work to Rod and his team. Parks.
Thank you so much, Councillor Hoffer. Thank you for filling in, and thank you for all your efforts on the Rotary evening as well. Another successful night. Thank you for your efforts and everyone else that helped out on that. And again, thank you, Rod, yourself, and all of your employees. That park looks great. Councillor Vroba?
Thank you, Your Worship. I got three things, actually. I'm just going to back up about the splash park at Centennial Park. I just to clarify that was in the budget for 2019. It wasn't something we just decided on tonight.
That's correct.
The other thing is Souris Valley Theatre this Thursday, June 13th, is having country singer Cody Prevost. He will be down there. The tickets are $40 a piece. They're available at Henders Drugs, online, or at the box office. So we really encourage people to come out and support this concert so that we can have more concerts like this in the city. Also, we have the Estevan Fair. I'm also on the Estevan Exhibition Association board. So we want to really encourage people to support the fair, June 17th and 18th. I believe it starts at 4. And again, I believe Henders Drugs is where you can get your advanced ride bracelets. So that is everything I have for this evening.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Vroba. And this Corey is a big act, so hopefully we can get as many people and their relatives out. I know the ticket sales have been slow, but you know, it's going to be a great concert. So.
Yeah, and unfortunately what happened there is the Souris Valley Theatre online ticketing purchase system has been down. There was just a glitch with the provider, so we have it working now. It started working basically this weekend. And so today I went on there and I was able to access. So I think a lot of people are waiting to pick their tickets up either at the box office.
Awesome.
But if you pick them up online, you actually get to pick your seat.
Super.
So,
okay, thank you, Councillor Vroba. And again, the fair is always a success in Estevan, so thank you for that. Councillor Yanish, nothing this evening. Thank you. Councillor Frank?
The art gallery is having a poker run this weekend. If you'd like 5Ks, I know I sure do. Definitely make sure you make your way out and you can sign up just through their Facebook page. So.
Thank you, Councillor Frank, and I'm sure you'll participate. You're a young man.
I will absolutely participate.
That's
I might
great.
be walking, but you know that's
Okay.
acceptable too.
No,
if you just
that's
want to
fine.
walk, it's all for a good cause.
Absolutely. Thank you. Councillor Nibbs?
Nothing, Your Worship.
Okay, thank you. Councillor Moore?
Nothing here.
Okay, thank you. City Manager?
Nothing to add, Your Worship.
Okay, City Clerk?
nothing, Your Worship.
And our City Treasurer? Okay, very quiet this evening. Okay, with that, I guess it'll end up being a short meeting. Could we have a motion to move into committee, please? Councillor Hoffer? Thank you. We'll get you on the sheets yet, Councillor Hoffer. Thank you. Second by Councillor Vroba. Thank you. All in favor? Thank you, and good night. Have a great evening. Thank you. We stand closed.